Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is Steel Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the Funimation dub of episode 76 of Dragonball Super. Picking up where we last left off, we begin this episode with Goku and Krillin in the forest on the island that the Paradise Herb can be found on. The Paradise Herb is a medicinal herb that can boost one's strength, and Master Roshi has requested Goku and Krillin to find the Paradise Herb and bring it to him because as part of an errand. Yes, Master Roshi has made this request as an errand as part of their training, because Goku and Krillin have requested Master Roshi to train them like he did when they were kids. When Goku and Krillin arrive in the forest, they are confronted by illusions of previous enemies. The illusions have taken on the form of Tambourine, King Piccolo, aka Piccolo Sr., Nappa, Vegeta in his Saiyan Saga armor, the Ginyu Force, all 5 members of the Ginyu Force, Frieza, Cell, and Super Buu, and soon enough, illusions of Raditz and Dabura also appear. Goku immediately figures out that these opponents are merely illusions, pointing out that Vegeta being here should be a giveaway that they're illusions. But soon enough, Goku and Krillin realize that these particular illusions have physical forms, and they are able to fight back. So the illusions are attacking Goku and Krillin is panicking because he's remembering traumatic experiences from his past. More specifically, the illusions of Tambourine, Frieza, and Super Buu the illusions of Tambourine, Frieza, and Super Buu especially make Krillin remember traumatic experiences, because Tambourine, Frieza, and Super Buu were the individuals responsible for killing Krillin in the past. And Krillin is also reminded of the time when he was turned to stone by Dabura, when he sees the illusion of Dabura. Goku encourages Krillin to help him fight these illusions because he says he can't do it all by himself. And then suddenly another illusion appears. This illusion has taken on the form of Bulma, of all characters. Meanwhile, we see Baba arrive at Master Roshi's island because Master Roshi and Baba are planning to watch Goku and Krillin's progress through Baba's crystal ball. Baba also points out how her brother has taken drastic measures, in her words, and this catches the attention of Android 18 and Marin, who have just arrived at Master Roshi's island to check on Krillin. After seeing Goku and Krillin confronting illusions of previous characters through Baba's crystal ball, Android 18 and Marin inquire Roshi and Baba about what's going on. So Roshi and Baba explain that the forest that Goku and Krillin are in is called the Forest of Terror. Apparently, it's located in between the mortal realm and Otherworld, and it has the ability to bring physical form to memories from the darkest parts of one's heart. So Baba describes the illusion opponents that they see as the personification of Goku and Krillin's memories of their past fights. Back in the Forest of Terror, we see Goku and Krillin trying to escape from the illusions, and then eventually Goku and Krillin both launch a Kamehameha at the illusions, and this causes them to vanish. Goku comments about how excited he was to face off against those past characters, even though they were merely illusions, and Krillin is angered by this, pointing out how Tambourine, Frieza, and Super Buu in particular were responsible for his previous deaths. And eventually, Krillin decides he wants to leave. He no longer cares about becoming stronger, and he outright admits to Goku that he's scared. But when Krillin tries to fly out of the Forest of Terror, some of the trees of the Forest of Terror actually block the sky. So essentially, the Forest of Terror has created a dome in order to prevent anyone from flying out of the Forest of Terror. And more illusions appear, or at least, yes, the majority of the previous illusions reappear, but now they're giant sized, and they separate Goku and Krillin. And then more illusions appear, some to confront Goku, some to confront Krillin. And Krillin figures that Master Roshi probably has something to do with this, because he says something along the lines of Master Roshi probably isn't going to let them leave until they fulfill this errand of his. So, meanwhile, with Goku, though, he powers up to Super Saiyan 3, but he notices that the illusions are becoming bigger in size when he powers up to Super Saiyan 3. Goku says he finally figured out the secret behind these illusions, so he powers down to his normal form and the illusions just vanish. Goku also hears Krillin somewhere else within the forest, and he wants to go help Krillin out, but he quickly figures that if he tries to fly, more illusions might appear, so he has to find a loophole, and he does find a loophole. He summons the Flying Nimbus, and yes, the Flying Nimbus is able to enter the Forest of Terror. And Goku quickly sings some lyrics from the first Japanese opening of Dragon Ball Z. At least he does this in the Funimation dub, when he hops onto the Flying Nimbus and goes off to find Krillin. Meanwhile, we see Krillin is confronted by multiple illusions, and while he tries to fight back, Krillin notices that these illusions are made out of energy of some kind, and he comes to a conclusion. These illusions are feeding off of his power. So Krillin meditates to calm himself down and to clear his mind, and it works. The illusions are now motionless, like they're statues now, and Krillin realizes that the more afraid he became, the bigger that the illusions became in size, and the more illusions appeared. So Krillin finally figured out the secret about the illusions, and he focuses his energy so he can attack the illusions without the illusions attacking back. So Krillin's able to vanquish the illusions that he's confronting. Back on Master Roshi's island, Roshi is proud of Krillin for figuring out the secret, but he says they need to do, in his words, one last push. And so we cut back to the Forest of Terror, and we see an illusion of Super Shenron appear, and the illusion of Super Shenron traps Goku and Flying Nimbus. But luckily, Krillin is able to free Goku and Flying Nimbus. Goku himself didn't try to break free because he was worried about harming the Flying Nimbus if he tried to do so. So Krillin's able to help Goku and Flying Nimbus escape, so Goku and Krillin both launch a Kamehameha towards the illusion Super Shenron. And the illusion of Super Shenron disappears, and a large amount of the Paradise Herb now appeared. So Goku and Krillin gather up all of the Paradise Herb. Yes, the large amount of Paradise Herb. They gather it all together, and they're flying back to Master Roshi's island with the Paradise Herb. Now, and yes, Krillin admits to Goku that he actually does intend to become a fighter again, and so Goku and Krillin return to Master Roshi's island. Krillin is surprised to see Android 18 and Marin already at Master Roshi's island, and Android 18 and Marin tell Krillin that they saw him through Baba's crystal ball, and they're proud of him. And Master Roshi also compliments Goku and Krillin for a job well done. He also admits to them that the prize he offered them, the secret technique to boost one's fighting energy, was something he just made up. But Krillin Krillin figures that Roshi's intentions behind the errand was to help them learn to focus their energy to vanquish the illusions. And we do see that the Paradise Herb actually does have the ability to boost one's strength, at least, because Roshi proceeds to consume some of the Paradise Herb. So yes, Roshi was telling the truth about the Paradise Herb anyway. So later on, I presume it's the next day at least, but we're back at Krillin, Android 18, and Marin's home. And Android 18 shaves off Krillin's hair, so Krillin has his bald look now. And soon enough, Goku arrives because he requests to train with Krillin. And Krillin says he will train with Goku, but only if Goku promises not to power up into Super Saiyan form. And that's how we end the episode. So there you go. We've completed part 2 of the Paradise Herb 2-parter, though I guess you could also call it the Forest of Terror 2-parter as well. But yes, we've completed this 2-parter now, and Krillin got his time to shine in this particular 2-parter, and I thought that was nice. I thought they did a good job giving Krillin some attention for this particular 2-parter, and it was nice to see Android 18 and Marin get some focus as well, and how Krillin wants to, and how they support Krillin with him becoming a fighter again. And like I said before, it was nice to see Baba make a return since we haven't seen too much of her in Dragon Ball Super. And it was nice how they referenced Roshi and Baba being siblings. Now, the other big thing about this part 2 of the 2-parter, was the illusions of previous enemies. And for some reason, Bulma was also an illusion as well, for reasons I'm not sure why. But anyway, yes, we did have illusions of previous enemies, and I did touch up a little bit on it for the recap and thoughts video for part 1 of this 2-parter, but here, like I said, I thought it was a nice touch that they were able to reference some of the older enemies, or find a way to sort of bring back the old enemies. You could say this was more of an unofficial appearance of these enemies because they weren't the real versions of these enemies, they were merely illusions. But it was nice to see them being referenced in any case. I did mention this before in the recap and thoughts video for part 1, but seeing Tambourine return was quite a surprise for me, or at least seeing an illusion of Tambourine, because Piccolo Sr.'s other sons, besides Piccolo Jr., don't seem to be referenced much outside of the classic Dragon Ball series. Now, I don't know exactly why, but my guess for that is probably because Piccolo Sr.'s other sons kind of reference that early installment weirdness before Piccolo was established as being an alien. Because, yes, when King Piccolo was created or introduced into the series or franchise, Akira Toriyama had not thought of the idea of Piccolo being of alien origin just yet. And I did mention before, it seems like the popular fan explanation for why Piccolo Sr.'s other sons besides Piccolo Jr. don't look like Namekians is most fans seem to justify it as them being mutant Namekians that were transformed because of, or look the way they do because of King Piccolo's evil. That at least seems to be the popular fan explanation I see. But yes, besides Tambourine, there were some other enemies that I was glad to see appear again. Raditz in particular, I was glad to see Raditz appear because I admit I'm one of those fans that feel like Raditz was a wasted character. He served his purpose of being the catalyst for opening the scope of the franchise beyond just the setting of Earth. He opened up the setting to include space. And Raditz did kind of get the ball rolling. In fact, Raditz was such a big game changer that the anime wanted to split the series into Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z because of Raditz's arrival. But anyway, Raditz, while he was a big game changer, it's at the same time, you'd think being Goku's older brother, you'd think he'd play a bigger role. But I do feel Raditz was kind of a wasted character who never really got to realize his full potential. Though it does make me appreciate that some other stuff do give Raditz more attention. Like, for example, yes, the video game Budokai Tenkaichi 2 had a what if story about Raditz getting a lot of focus, and I really enjoyed that what if. And yes, the Team 4-star member Masako X also dedicated some videos on his YouTube channel about a what if, his own take on what would have happened if Raditz had redeemed himself. And I have to admit, I really enjoyed those what if videos. He also did one for Nappa and In a Manner of Speaking Cell. And yeah, I actually enjoy Masako X's what if videos quite a bit. I think they're interesting looks at how the franchise could have turned out under different circumstances, but I digress. So in any way, yes, I enjoyed seeing Raditz and Nappa too, actually. And with Cell as well, like, I've noticed that Cell doesn't seem to be referenced quite as often compared to Frieza or Buu. Now, from what I understand, I hear that apparently in Japan, Cell is actually the least popular among Dragon Ball Z's trinity of villains, so Frieza, Cell, and Buu. From what I understand, Cell's apparently not as popular in Japan because in the United States, in the United States, Cell's quite popular. Now, I don't know about other countries, like, I don't know about the United Kingdom or Canada or Mexico or France. I'm not sure about other countries, but I can at least say in the United States, Cell's quite popular. But apparently he's not as popular in Japan. So that might actually explain why Cell seems to not be referenced as often when you compare him to Frieza and Buu. So I'm sure Cell fans appreciated having him referenced in this two-parter, even if it was merely an illusion of Cell. But anyway, yeah, that's about it for this particular recap and thoughts video. Like I said, I did enjoy seeing Krillin get some attention in the spotlight. It shows moments that don't just have the show, or yeah, it's one of those episodes or two-parters that don't just focus on Goku and Vegeta. It shows other characters getting their chance to shine as well. And yeah, I thought the Forest of Terror was a pretty cool location with some interesting lore behind it. And yeah, seeing the illusions of previous enemies was a nice touch, a nice way to reference past enemies without them actually returning officially. But otherwise, yes, there we go for now. So we've completed this video. That means, yes, that's right, we're done with the breather episodes now after the Zamasu saga. So that means the next episode is going to mark the start of Dragon Ball Super's 5th saga. So we're going back to the main storyline for the next episode of Dragon Ball Super. So there we go for now for this video. So as of this video, we've now discussed the Funimation dub of episode 76 of Dragon Ball Super on this channel. Take care, and until next time.